Good morning. I'm Jen, and we are going to practice yoga for emotional release, to just be a little bit happier and a little bit more free in our bodies. So we're going to come to a comfortable seat, closing down the eyes, any comfortable cross-legged posture. You can sit in happy pose where we bring a foot behind the knee, or you can bring one ankle in front of the other ankle, just right in front of the pelvic bone there. So any comfortable seat, closing down the eyes, sitting up nice and tall, relax the shoulders away from the ears, rooting through our sitting bones. Sitting bones are grounding, so we want to connect with our breath first, bringing our awareness to the inner body. So inhaling through our nose, filling the deep low belly, exhale, pushing the breath back out from the heart. So it goes from the belly, from the heart to the lungs, out through the backside of the throat and out through the nostrils. For the Ujjayi breath, inhale through the nose. Try to breathe into the deep low belly. It's expanding. The belly rises, the rib cage rises, the chest rises last. Exhale, belly in, pushing that breath back out from the heart to the lungs, out through the backside of the throat, out the nostrils. So creating what we call an oceanic sound, where we have a slight constriction in the backside of the throat, kind of forcing the breath out through the nose. So practice this breath on your own. Inhale, filling, lengthening in our spines, relaxing the neck and the shoulders, growing a little bit taller through the crown of the head, and growing roots through your sitting bones. Sitting bones are grounding. Hips are relaxed. Inhale, filling. Exhale, belly draws in, contracting. Maybe smiling. Being grateful for your body right here, right now, on this day, in this present moment. We can set an intention, bringing our hands to prayer, to heart center, into our center line, drawing our awareness to the center line, which is the center of gravity that runs through the middle of the body. And we lengthen through this center line, drawing our awareness into the center line. So bringing our hands in front of the heart space, we can spread the fingers wide, connecting our thumbs with the chest, setting an intention. And that intention can be anything that you would like to invite into your life on and off your mat. Excuse me. So it can be an I am affirmation. I am one. I am love. I am light. I am healthy. I am happy. I am present. I am aware. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, elbows up with the ears. We're going to gaze up at our thumbs so palms can face where they can touch. The chest is lifting up towards the sky. So we're really lengthening up through the sides of our body. We want to relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Throat is opening, heart is lifting. Maybe a little mini back bend here. Gazing up at our thumbs. Inhale, exhale, belly in. Hands to heart center, and we're going to round the spine, bringing our chin to our chest. One more time. Inhale, reach the arms up, gazing up, looking up, sternum lifting up. Trying to bring the elbows back with the ears. Exhale. Hands to heart center, belly in, round the spine, chin to chest. Last one. We're also drawing that intention more inward. Inhale. Exhale. Belly in, round the spine. All right, so opening up the eyes, we're going to find our hands and knees in tabletop. The hands are shoulder width apart, the knees and feet are hip width apart, and we're going to spread our fingers nice and wide, rooting down through the heels of our hands, the pads of our fingers, and our knuckles. A couple rounds of cat-cow here, dropping the belly, tucking the tailbone, gazing up, feeling the spine. Inhale, exhale, round it out like a cat. Move the spine around. Maybe you want to send the shoulders forward, the hips back. You can make some hip circles here, just allowing this to feel good. Moving into your body, using your breath and awareness within. Shoulders forward, stretching out the wrists here. Another round of cat-cow. We drop the belly, we gaze up, broadening through the collarbone, lifting the chest and heart. Inhale, exhale, round it out like a cat. Making a little bit more room in between each and every single vertebrae. Keeping that left hand planted, left shoulder is over that left wrist. We're going to reach the right arm up to the sky, opening up that right side body. Reach, 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 reach up. Inhale here, exhale. We're going to thread it through, bringing our right shoulder down to the mat, and the right side of the face drops down. And then we're going to walk the left fingertips forward, getting a nice opening in the left armpit. Great for our lymphatic system, opening up the chest, opening up the shoulder. Relaxing the right side of the face down to the mat. Relax the right shoulder. Couple of breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Breathing into your spine, breathing into the neck and the shoulders. Left hand plants underneath the left shoulder. Reach the right arm up to the sky one more time. Inhale, reach up, 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 up. Left hand lowers down, planting it fully down on the mat. Neutral spine. We find a flat back. We reach that left arm up to the sky. Reach up, maybe gaze up at your left fingertips. Inhale here. Exhale, threading it through, dropping that left shoulder down to the mat, and the left side of the face comes down. So this left hand threads behind the right hand. So dropping that left shoulder down, left side of the face comes down, and then we're going to walk the right fingertips forward, bringing the elbow with the ear. Getting that nice opening in the right armpit, the chest, the shoulder. Breathing into it. Softening around any intensity. Left hand presses up, tabletop. Reaching that left arm up to the sky. Inhale here, exhale, lower left hand down. We're going to go to downward facing dog. So our hands are planted, shoulder width apart, shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. We're going to tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back for our first downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet here, gently bending one knee, straightening the opposite leg. Sending the chest back towards the thighs, gazing back at our navel. You can shake the head yes and no from side to side. Loosening up the spine. Find your wingspan. Find some space in between the shoulder blades. Inhale here, exhale here. Really send the hips up and back. Back and up. Chest back towards the thighs. Nice opening in the armpits. We're going to look forward in between our hands at the top of the mat. And we're just going to gracefully step our right foot up in between the hands at the top of the mat, finding a low runner's lunge. As we extend the spine, so the hands plant, framing the front right foot. We're pressing into the ball of our back left foot as we extend the spine here. Inhale here, exhale here. You can gently shift your knee forward and then send your left heel back. Just little micro movements getting into your hips. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We're going to drop that back knee down, untuck the toes, and straighten our front right leg for a half splits forward fold. Drawing that right hip bone back. Hips are squared here. So we can bring the chest down to the thigh, reaching the chin out towards our shin, or the forehead to the knee. Just notice the difference there if you reach your chin forward, chest to thigh. Drawing that right hip bone back. So we're going to plant the ball of that back left foot. We're going to go back to our low runner's lunge. We're on our front right foot, extending the spine. That back leg is straight. We're finding that length through that back left side. And we're going to sweep the arms up here, going from our low lunge to a high lunge. We're on the ball of that back foot, sinking into our lunge. So right knee over right ankle, elbows up with the ears, palms can face or touch. Inhale here, exhale, hands are going to go to prayer into the center line, our center of gravity. Balancing using a drishti. We call it our focus point, wherever we gaze the eyes, our gaze. So any point in space to keep your inner focus, inner concentration. The left foot gracefully is going to float up to meet the right. Standing at the top of our mat, Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to reverse swan dive the arms, so extend them out by your sides, reaching them up and overhead, up towards the sky. Really lengthening up with our side bodies here. Little mini back bend, sending the hips and pelvis forward. Inhale, exhale, hands go back into the center line. Reverse swan diving one more time. Extend the arms out by your sides. Inhale, really lengthen up with the sides of the body. You can add in a little mini back bend. And then exhale, we're going to swan dive down. So extending out through the fingertips, forward folding. Fold yourself in half. So bend the knees, bringing the chest to the thighs. You can hang and bind if you want to reach for your opposite elbows here. And gently sway from side to side. You can also bind your ankles. Just deeply folding yourself in half, allowing the head to hang, the neck lengthen. Inhale, flat back for length in our number 7 shape as we gaze forward, making this tabletop back. So hands can be on our shins or up on our thighs or down on our mat out in front of us, extending the spine. So tailbone is lengthening behind us. The crown of the head is lengthening forward. As we breathe in, inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back to a high plank pose. So take this big, wide step back. Doesn't matter with which foot you lead with, to a high plank. Bending only the elbows, we're going to slowly lower ourselves all the way down to the mat or hover in a low plank. So elbows stay close to our sides, keeping a nice flat back, belly in. High plank goes to low or lower all the way down. Press it up for our first cobra pose or up dog. So cobra, the legs rest as we extend the spine out of the pelvis, lengthening through the front side. Or legs can engage and lift off the mat for a full up dog. Notice the shape your spine is making. Broaden through the collarbone. Bring the heart forward. Inhale, exhale. We're going to go hands and knees tabletop first. Maybe rounding out the spine here one more time. You can send the shoulders forward and the hips back. That feels good for you. Then tucking the toes, lifting the hips up and back for downward facing dog. So you can immediately go to down dog as well. Looking forward, left foot steps up in between our hands at the top of the mat. Low runner's lunge, other side. Extending the spine, bring the heart forward. Inhale here, exhale here. Find that length through the back right side. Maybe little shifts forward and back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Dropping the back knee and foot down, untucking the toes. Sweep the arms up, grounding our lunge. To our half splits forward fold. So straighten that front left leg, draw that left hip bone back, forward folding, forehead to knee or chin to shin. The chest comes down to the thigh. Inhale, peek forward, lengthen, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Shifting forward back to our low runner's lunge, to our high lunge. So we're on the ball of that back right foot. Sweep the arms up, high lunge. Crescent warrior, relax the shoulders back and away from the ears. Find your wingspan, find some space in between the shoulder blades. You can go up. Exhale, hands into heart center, into that center line. Beautiful. Focus here, drishti, any point in space. You could also gaze the tip of your nose or the space in between your eyebrows. Inhale, exhale, right foot floats up to meet left. Tadasana, mountain pose, standing at the top of our mat. So feet can touch here, or big toes can touch, bringing the heels slightly apart, or they can come together, or feet could just be hip width apart. What we don't want is our toes out and our heels in, keeping this energy more inward. Reverse swan diving the arms, extend the arms out by our sides. Inhale, lengthen up, maybe mini back bend, gazing up at your thumbs, elbows back with the ears. Inhale, exhale, hands come back into that center line. We're going to go to chair pose, Utkatasana. So immediately now we're going to bend our knees and sink our hips low, elbows up with the ears. So maybe we can spread our toes and lift our toes up off the mat. We don't want the knees to go past the toes. That makes sense. So keep the knees kind of in the same line as the toes. Flat back, elbows up with those ears. Hands could also go to prayer here. Spread the toes, lift the toes off the mat. Exhale, one more breath. Inhale, exhale, maybe this time shift forward into the balls of the feet and hover the heels off the mat, helping us to release trauma out of the heels. Inhale, exhale, shift it back into the heels, spread the toes, lift the toes, forward fold. Folding yourself in half, as much of a bend in the knees here as you would like. You can hang and bind. Opposite elbows, you can bind opposite elbows behind the legs as you let the head, crown of the head come down towards the mat, towards the earth. Lengthening through the sides of the neck. Root to rise, we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Grounding down through the feet, keep the bend in the knees. Eventually straightening the legs, reverse swan diving the arms, reaching them up and overhead here just one more time. Little mini back bend, really gaze up, reach up with the sides of the body. Exhale, we're going to swan dive down, so extending out through the fingertips. Inhale, flat back for length in that number 7 shape. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step, jump, or float to your high plank pose this time. So you can put a soft bend in the knees, bringing the shoulders forward, belly in, flat back, high plank, or just step it back. Moving through a chaturanga, keeping a flat back, high plank goes to low plank. Press it up for cobra or up dog, so legs engage and lift off the mat. Extending the spine, out of the pelvis, lengthening through that front side, that center line, our abdominals, where the legs can rest. Exhale, you can go to tabletop first or immediately roll over your toes, lifting your hips up and back, downward facing dog. That right leg is going to lift up to the sky, the hips are squared, that back foot is flexed. Inhale here. Exhale, look forward in between your hands at the top of the mat. We're going to step or float our right foot up in between the hands, grounding the outer edge of that back foot down for warrior one. It's at about a 45 to 60 degree angle. Okay, so the back foot goes flat. We sweep the arms up, right knee over right ankle. We're in our lunge. We're squaring off our hips here. So opening up that pelvic region once again, opening up our hips, elbows up with the ears, palms face or touch. Inhale, exhale, cartwheel the hands, framing that front right foot, step it back, high plank. Warming up, high plank goes to low, sweep it up, cobra or up dog. Inhale, exhale to down dog. Left leg lifts, back foot is flexed, hips are squared, so drop that left thigh bone down towards the mat. Looking forward, step or gracefully float left foot up, belly in, flat back. Gaze goes forward, warrior one, planting the outer edge of the back foot down, sweep the arms up. Elbows up with the ears, palms can face or touch. Sternum lifts up, woo, balancing. It's a little harder when you're talking through it. Inhale, so we really lengthen up. We want to lengthen up through that front side, sinking low, reaching high, sinking low into our lunge. Inhale, exhale, cartwheel the hands, step it back. High plank, left foot meets right. High plank goes to low, press it up, cobra or up dog. Inhale, exhale, down dog. And we're going to build on. So this is just going to be like a 20-minute flow, a nice morning vinyasa kind of warm up, wake up the body, get everything moving, get your lymphatic system moving, get your endorphins going. Just a nice, happy movement flow. We're going to lift our right leg up to the sky. Looking forward, we're going to bring our right knee to right elbow. So shoulders come forward, right knee, right elbow. One-legged down dog. Lift that right leg up to the sky. Hips are squared, back foot is flexed. The chest is going back towards that left thigh. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Hover it. Maybe you can bring it up towards the tricep. Inhale, lift right leg up. There's a few bugs out here. Looking forward, stepping, floating right foot up, in between the hands at the top of the mat, back to our warrior one. Warrior one is going to open up to warrior two. So we're going to bring our arms to a T. Staying centered through our centered line. Gaze goes past the right fingertips. Sinking into our lunge, we're pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. Broadening through our wingspan, find some space in between the shoulder blades. We don't want to crunch the shoulders. A little bit more length in the chest. Inhale, exhale, we're going to go extended side angle. So right elbow is going to go on that right knee, and we're going to reach that left arm up to the sky. Or we can lower this right hand inside or outside of the right foot. We can also choose to get a lateral reaching stretch, bringing the elbow with the ear fingertips, reach forward, sternum spins up towards the sky. Inhale here, exhale here, pressing, lengthening through the outer edge of that back foot. Feel a nice left outer hip stretch. A lot going on here. Another breath or two, inhale. Exhale, we're going to come on up to side facing. I'm going to face you. We're going to the left side. But first, we're going to pass through side facing. So you're just going to face the side edge of your mat. All right, so the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat in our wide-legged stand. And we're going to bring our arms to a T. A 5-pointed star here. Little mini back bend. Inhale, exhale, wide-legged forward fold. So you can bind your ankles here, sending the hips and pelvis back and the crown of the head down to the mat, down to the earth. So the hips and pelvic area are the heaviest part of the body. So to the counterweight of the head, the crown of the head coming forward, we want to simultaneously send the hips and pelvis back to keep our balance here. But it doesn't matter how close the head goes. You could also bring a block here, stack a couple of blocks. We just want to take that forward fold. So bind your ankles, your shins, doesn't matter where you bind. You could also bind your peace fingers with your big toes if you prefer. Bending the elbows, forward folding. Really getting into the pelvic region, those inner thighs and legs, a place of emotional pain, emotional storage, self-doubt, fear. So opening up this region helps us to release emotions and release tension, of course, in the body. Inhale, breathing into the back side, the neck and the shoulders. Belly draws in. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale. Slowly rising up. You can reverse swan dive the arms if you want to. We're going to rotate around to the opposite side. So right leg forward. We're going to be on the left side. I'm going to switch legs. But you just want to rotate to the other leg first. Okay? So left side for warrior one. So like I said, you can just simply switch sides, but I want to be in front of the camera. So bending left knee over left ankle, sweep the arms up for our warrior one, Virabhadrasana, letter A. So we can gaze up at our thumbs if you want to. Inhale here, exhale here. Shoulder blades come down the back. Inhale here, exhale here. Feel the energy of the posture, squaring off your hips. Draw that right hip bone forward. Inhale, exhale, open up to warrior two. So find your strong T arms. gazing past the left fingertips. So I want you to see me. So I'm still on my left side, but I'm gonna find stay where you're at, warrior two over here. Moving into our extended side angle. Left elbow, left knee. Reach that right arm up to the sky. Gaze can go up or down, checking in with the neck. You can lower this left hand down. Keep that right arm up or get our lateral reaching stretch. Sternum still spinning up. It looks like this. Or that left hand can go behind that left foot. Or a great place to have a block to support yourself. Breathing, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, belly in. Reaching, really feeling long lines of energy here. Inhale. Exhale. Come on up to your side facing. Strong T arms for that 5-pointed star. Inhale, exhale. We're going to open up the chest and our shoulders a little bit more. So we're going to interlace our hands here by the base of our spine. Interlace the fingers. Drawing the shoulder blades together. Sending the knuckles up to the sky as we take our wide-legged forward fold. Opening up the chest, opening up the shoulders. Trying to send the crown of the head once again down to the mat. Sending the hips and pelvis back. The big toes pointed forward, so the outer edges of our feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Inhale, we can peek forward, lengthen, keeping our bind. Exhale, fold. It's okay if the crown of the head is far away from the mat. It does not matter. What matters is we are in our fold. As low as we can fold it, it doesn't matter. We're getting the benefit, okay? Because everybody's body type is different, flexibility is different, so that is the beauty of yoga, is we receive all of these benefits, and it doesn't matter where we're at in our practice. We get the benefits anyway. Just start somewhere. Just got to start. Just like I have to just start doing yoga videos. I can think of all of the excuses in my head, all of the why nots, but we have to start thinking of the whys. Yes, the yeses. Why should we do it? Not why shouldn't we do it? Why should we do it? So many benefits of our yoga practice. So we're going to rotate around. We're on the left foot forward this time. We're going to take our vinyasa. It really doesn't matter which side. High plank, step it back. High plank goes to low plank. Press it up, cobra or up dog. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. And let's take a child's pose together. Dropping down to the knees, send the hips back to the heels and forehead down to the mat. The knees can touch or the knees can open up wide. And once again, find the length through the sides of the body, opening in the armpits. Good for our lymphatic drainage, which is good for breast health. And we're going to come up to our seat, bringing the knees and feet together. In our hero's pose, we're going to tuck our toes. So we're going to sit on the balls of our feet, sitting back on our heels. I've heard this pose called toe torturasana. It's really not, but it's opening up the front sides of the legs, activating the arches in our feet, so stretching out our feet, which is very important, connected to all parts of the body. But if you wear uncomfortable shoes or heels or anything, this is an excellent posture, and it might hurt just a little bit more, but it is great for any foot issue. Another breath or two here. Or if this is too much, you can be in hero's pose where the toes are untucked. Or you could roll a blanket underneath, like on top of your heels, to support yourself just a little bit more. And then we're going to walk our hands out just a little bit by the knees, and then bring the knees in towards our chest, stretching out the front sides of our ankles and our shins. And we're going to go into one standing balancing posture and then come on down to our mat. So this is, I don't want it to be past 20 minutes, just a nice, easy, simple flow, morning wake up flow. All right, so we're going to tuck our toes and then step one foot up in front of us and then the other, coming up to standing. However you want to get up to standing at the top of your mat. We're going to reverse swan dive the arms, reaching them up and overhead. Maybe gazing up. Inhale here. Exhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Hands can go back into prayer, into heart center, our center line, or down by our sides. Considered a tension pose in yoga. broadening through the collarbones, feeling a little bit taller and more grounded, of course. Always lengthening up through our center line. We're going to go into half moon pose. So we'll start on the left side this time. Our left hand is going to walk out towards that left corner of the mat to stack our shoulders. So the left hand comes down, somewhere around here, that left corner of the mat. All right, so what we want is our left shoulder to be underneath our right shoulder as we reach our right arm up to the sky. And we make a footprint with our top foot. We're balancing, we're anchoring down through that left side, through that left leg, growing our roots into the earth to find a nice and steady, stable foundation, okay? So flat surface is most important. Easier when not talking. Find your gaze, your drishti. So stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips, maybe looking up or down, checking in with the neck. Balancing on that left side. You should feel a nice outer hip stretch here as our hips stack. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you fall, get back up. You can always get back up into it. You can practice some leg lifts, kind of tapping that right foot or hovering that right foot and then lifting it back up to the sky. Stacking. It's just playing around with your balance, challenging your balance on the left side. Our brain likes balancing. We're going to try it on the other side. So now right leg, started on the left. And it doesn't matter if you stay facing the same side of the mat or not. You can rotate around or stand the same side of the mat. I just want to show you. So we, first of all, grow our roots. We really anchor down to this right side, right? So it's imagine tree roots moving into the earth. That's what we're doing. Sending our energy down through that right side. Then that right hand comes down towards that right corner of the mat to stack our shoulders. So we want our right shoulder directly underneath the left shoulder. That's where it lands. And we want to be stable in our foundation, so we flex our lifted leg and foot, engaging in our muscular energy, muscular strength. So I believe this is what we call a static contraction. Stacking the shoulders, gaze goes up or down. I definitely have the glorious sun in my face. And then maybe lowering that left foot down to then lift it back up. Lowering and lifting, challenging your balance, but also strengthening that hip flexor. Strengthening that low back, everything that wraps around in through here. Our glutes. And then we're just going to release that left leg down, forward fold, standing at the top of our mat. Bend the knees, chest to thighs. You can hang and bind here just one more time. Letting that head hang. And then root to rise, reverse swan diving the arms, reaching them up and overhead. Maybe lengthen up with the sides of the body. Back bending, hips and pelvis forward. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Passing to that center line or swan diving down. Inhale, find your flat back for length in that number 7 shape. Nice flat back. Tabletop back here. Big inhale, exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step, jump or float it to high plank pose. Optional flow. High plank goes to low plank. Press it up, cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Great job. Coming down to our seat this time. So we can jump through to our seat. All right, and I'll show you how to practice getting there. We bend the knees and we bring our weight, shoulders forward. Shoulders forward. So strong shoulder girdle. You can practice just doing this, sending the hips back and then the shoulders forward. All right, so strong shoulder girdle, we call it. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting down to the heels of those hands to float, like as if we were going to go into our high plank or chaturanga or any arm balancing posture. So we shift it forward to float the feet using our core strength to straighten the legs out in front of us. Paschimottanasana. We're going to take a seated forward fold. Find your room for your sitting bones. They are grounding. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Sternum lifts up. Inhale, exhale, hinge and fold. Reaching for your shins, your ankles, your peace fingers can bind your big toes, or you can reach your hands around the bottoms of the feet, the soles of your foot, interlacing the fingers, folding yourself in half. Spread the toes, or you can relax the feet. Calming down the nervous system. Breathing into the spine. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Once again, you can choose to bring your chin towards the shin or forehead to the knee, chest to thighs. Doesn't matter how low you can go, just fold in half and then slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Bring the shoulders up by the ears and then roll them back down and away from the ears. A few shoulder circles here. Shoulder rolls up and down in one direction, and then the other. Another major area of tension, right? All the burdens on our back, our neck, and our shoulders. So we want to relax that, release it, give it permission to let go. Also good for the lymphatic system, which moves across down our neck and across the front side of our chest. So stimulating that as well. Very beneficial, good for breast health. Planting the feet hip width apart out in front of us. Slowly lowering down one vertebra at a time. So extending our spine. Try to keep the feet planted. It's okay if they lift. Using your core strength, belly in, flat back. Slowly lowering down. Slow and as controlled as you can go. Head comes down last. We hug the knees into the chest. Reaching for our opposite wrists here, elbows or forearms. Trying to keep the tailbone on the mat. So gently rock from side to side. Helping to release in that low back. Grounding down through your wingspan. We're going to take one reclined pigeon. So with the knees bent, we're going to bring our left ankle or shin on top of our right knee here, or thigh bone, and so on. It crosses over the front side of our thigh, and then we're going to reach around for the top side of our right knee, drawing our knee in towards our chest. Some people like to go under and through, and it doesn't matter. However, you can hug the knee in towards the chest, keeping this left shin parallel towards the front edge of the mat. This is reclined pigeon, so we also can do this sitting up. So hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. This left elbow can gently kind of press into that left knee, intensifying the opening, the stretch. Don't have to. Just hug that knee in towards the chest. Try to keep that right foot flexed if possible. Breathing. Breathing into the spine. Breathing into the neck and the shoulders. Breathing into that hip and glute area. So when our glutes are tight, when our hips and glutes are tight, it causes lower back pain. So it's very important to stretch out our hips every single day, every morning and every night, if possible, especially if you suffer from lower back pain. And then we'll switch sides. So you can hug the knees into the chest one more time. You could take a happy baby where we make a footprint towards the sky, opening up the knees wide, flexing the feet, and then reaching our hands inside of the foot for the outer edges of the feet. Or your peace fingers could find your big toes here, but just opening up the knees wide, tailbone resting down on the mat, and maybe gently rocking from side to side if that feels good for you. Opening up this whole pelvic, inner leg, inner thigh region. Releasing emotional pain or trauma, but just allowing more room for happiness to cultivate. We're releasing toxins in the body as we stretch here. And as we surrender and let go, we're just less hanging on. So just less tension in the body overall, right? So just a healthier being. Opposite side. So this right ankle or shin is going to cross on top of that left thigh, and we draw the left knee in towards the chest. So however you want to bind that left knee, draw it in towards the chest. Over or under, doesn't matter. Under and through. And just keep breathing. Same amount of breath on both sides. Finding your wingspan, so keep finding that, melting the space in between the shoulder blades down on your mat, relaxing the neck. Maybe we're smiling here because we're so happy to have these beautiful bodies and this mobility in them. Flexibility, mobility, Gotta be grateful for that each and every single day. Thank our bodies, love our bodies. Don't compare yourself. It's your personal journey. There's not another one of you. And then we're going to go to bridge pose. So we're going to plant our feet out in front of us, hip width apart, as close to the sitting bones as possible. So as close to your tailbone, they plant hip width apart, and we're just going to press into the feet, grounding them down, lifting the hips up to the sky. Another back bend, opening up the front side. So you can interlace your hands underneath you and send your knuckles towards your heels, or the fingertips can just touch the heels, or you can make an elbow stand, bringing the hands to support the hips and lift the hips up just a little bit higher. Pretend you're drawing your inner thighs in towards each other or squeezing a block there. We don't want the knees to splay outward. We want them to draw in towards that center line. So lifting those hips up. Pardon the chickens. They're saying hello. Happy yoga! Happy yoga! Yes! Lift those hips up a little bit higher and then slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone coming down last. And then if you want to windshield wiper out the knees, you can bring the feet a little bit wider than the hips and then just gently drop the knees from side to side. Or maybe you prefer to hug the knees into the chest one more time, or take a happy baby pose, or a plow pose, or a shoulder stand, or just anything else that you may have in your practice. If you want to keep learning, please keep practicing with me. I will try to post at least two to three videos a week. Starting out, I'm getting back at it. And then we're going to take our final resting pose, Savasana. So important to take rest here, 3 to 5 minutes. So we just bring our right foot to the right corner of the mat, left foot to the left corner, and arms are out by our sides with our palms facing up to the sky. And the eyes are closed here, ever so slightly, lifting our chin up to lift the sternum and offer up the heart. Heart is lifted and expanding as we are grounding down and melting into Mother Earth. Feeling blanketed by her and the sun. Feeling nurtured. Feeling healed. Invite healing in. So now we let the breath go, becoming the witness of the breath. So just allow the body to breathe naturally on its own. As the eyes are closed, or you can gaze at the tip of your nose or any point in space. Settling into your being, into your body, into yourself. No one else's. Please continue to take rest. I thank you for being here and watching this video and practicing yoga with me today. Namaste.